Hey, my little cupcakes. I have a great story. The name of this book is Truman. There we go on our adventure. Truman was small, the size of a donut. A small donut and every bit as sweet. Truman was a little turtle. Small as a donut. Look at Truman. Looks like a sweetie. He lived with his Sarah, high above honking taxis and growling trash trucks and shrieking cars, and the number 11 bus which traveled south. So I was looking at this. Here he is up in the window. He's able to look out. That's how he knows what's outside. Truman never honked or growled or shrieked at anything or anybody. He was peaceful and pensive, just like his Sarah. So he was a good little turtle, peaceful and pensive. A very nice pet. One day, Sarah ate a big banana with her breakfast, clipped a blue bow in her hair, and buttoned up a brand new sweater. She strapped on a backpack so big, 32 small tortoises could ride along in it, but 0 tortoises did. So she ate a banana for breakfast, put a blue bow in her hair, had a new sweater on, and had a huge backpack that could carry a lot of tortoises. That's the little turtles. But she didn't. Sarah placed 7 green beans in Truman's dish, 2 more than usual. So she gave him 7 green beans for his food, 2 more than usual. She kissed her finger and touched it to his shell and whispered, "Be brave." And then she left. She kissed her finger and he touched his shell and said, "Be brave, Truman." She left. Not to where she left before. And she always returned. But this time the backpack was particularly big. And Sarah looked particularly pensive. And that banana. And that bow. And let's not forget about those extra beans. What's going on, he wondered. See Truman thinking, what's going on here? That's when Truman saw something he'd never seen before. Sarah boarding the number 11 bus going south. The bus roared away. He saw Sarah getting on the bus. He'd never seen that before. Truman waited for Sarah to return. He waited and waited and waited. He waited 1,000 hours. Tortoise hours, that is, until he could wait no longer. He would go after his Sarah. He would catch the number 11 south, even amid the honking and the growling and the shrieking, even if it seemed. So he decided he was going to go find his Sarah. He'd waited long enough. He'd eaten all his food. He had to find her. Where was she? Impossible. Bonk. That's when he noticed the rocks. 3 rocks that had always been there. He tried to go through the glass, but he couldn't. And then he saw 3 rocks in his cage, in his glass tank, and he thought, ordinary rocks that now seem extraordinary. 1, 2, 3. Look at him climbing out. He's climbing out of his tank. And the arm of the couch and the pillow prop just right. And that tall, tall boot. And the rug, that glorious. So he climbed out, went over the couch, and down the boot, and onto the rug. The glorious rug seemed endless. Without Sarah, their home seemed vast and uncharted and unsettling. So he was on the rug. It seemed forever. Endless. Truly unsettling. We went past the safety pin, a vacuum cleaner, some stuffed animals. It was unsettling. He didn't know what to think of everything. But perhaps most unsettling was that Truman could no longer see the taxis or the trash trucks or the cars or the number 11 bus. Which way was south anyway? He was on the floor. He couldn't see out of the window. Which way was he to go? Now the sun hung low like Truman's head and heart. Just then, Truman was feeling bad. He didn't know which way to go, and the sun was starting to go down. And then, vroom, screech, whish, up floors and under doors. Truman heard it. A bus! It was time to catch a number 11 south. Amid the honking and growling and the shrieking. Yet standing there in that ray of light, Truman felt peaceful and pensive, and so he heard the bus pull up. And he felt peaceful and pensive and brave. He said, he felt brave. I'm going to get that bus. I'm going to find my Sarah. But just as he was about to slip under the door, through that opening barely the size of a small tortoise, the door opened. The door opened. Sarah! She spotted him shining like the sun. Truman, she cried. She scooped him up and said things like, "Oh my goodness, and you! And how did you ever? And amazing! Truman, how did you do that?" She couldn't believe her eyes. Sarah kissed her finger and touched it to his shell and tucked him back safely in his tank, where he was peaceful and pensive and proud. He was proud of her that he tried to find her. And later, just before bedtime, she read him a story. Truman. She made him a story. She drew him about his adventures. Now Truman knew that one day soon, he and Sarah might travel south to see new sights and hear new sounds and think new thoughts. There's a picture of Truman and Sarah together on the rug at school for show and tell. They would travel together on the bus, the number 11. He knew someday he would be traveling with Sarah together. The end. I hope you like that.